we are back here. Champions playoffs. Damage took on Impact. It was an awesome matchup at Edmonton. Impact won that game 7-5. And then Tampa Bay Damage, the LA Ironmen lost to Houston Heat. And here we go, the final matchup of the tournament, the game we have all been waiting for. Houston Heat on your left, Edmonton Impact on your right. And first to strike, it is Houston Heat, and it looks like Justin Cornell walks off early, and that is a huge attacker for Edmonton Impact that's coming off early, Todd.
Yeah, Houston Heat shooting 2 bodies on the break. Zane Yakimek and Justin Cornell, big killers over there. Rainey Stanzak trying to stop the bleed and get out on the Dorito side. Does make it into that Dorito 1, but 2 bodies, double stack for Edmonton Impact in this snake side can. And the Houston Heat players are now starting to go to work. Chad Boucher filling out from that Dorito side can, out to the Dorito side corner. That was Chad George on your screen. Up in the 50 snake, Justin Rabikoff now able to get out. It's he and Zach Yakimek. Over here on the snake side is Justin Rabikoff furiously tries to work the inside against Moorhead to create some space for himself, but Moorhead gonna sit in that snake too, get his couple shots across the field at Rainey Stanzak. Chad George also working across the field. And every time Chad George goes to the inside, Moorhead comes to the outside to protect him.
And Todd, right now, 5 players left alive for Heat, only 3 for Impact, so a massive advantage right now for Houston Heat in this final game. These guys fighting for this win. They're fighting for position in the Pro Division. And no one in the snake right now for Edmonton Impact. And we saw Justin Cornell handling business with Justin Rabikoff in the snake. But heading into this event, heading into this game, Edmonton Impact knew what was in front of them. They knew Chad George and Ryan Moorhead would be in the snake if they didn't get stopped. They have not been stopped, and that's what we're looking at right now. There's Justin Rabikoff on your screen. Zach Yakimek, who had a monster game to help him in, just gets shot out of his bunker. So it's not looking good right now for Edmonton Impact.
Oh, and there goes Greg Severs trying to go across into the Dorito side temple, and he gets picked up by either Justin Rabikoff or Rainey Stanzak, the last remaining 2 Impact players. But Chad George sitting in the 50, he is going to be able to cross if he gets some help from Ryan Moorhead. He comes across through the gap, puts some paint across the field on Rainey Stanzak. Justin Rabikoff going back and forth. Ryan Moorhead up over the top now, trying to put it together to get Justin Rabikoff off the field. There goes Chad George. Chad George come to the outside of Snake. He's going to get up and he's going to go run. He's going to bury Justin Rabikoff and trade out. And here comes Ryan Moorhead.
Yeah, Ryan Moorhead playing right off of that move. And looks like Chris, I think he's going to pinch him out cross field. Yeah, so he did. He pinched him out cross field. And nice work by Houston Heat.
Yeah.
Chad Boucher, Ryan Moorhead, and Tim Montresor getting it done for Houston Heat here. Chad George, he had a kill. Chad Boucher had 2. Ryan Moorhead 1 and Tim Montresor 1. So nice work by Houston Heat as they take the early advantage here. Looking pretty solid doing it.
Yeah, and Ryan Moorhead came around and made sure that Justin Rabikoff was extra dead. Gave him a couple balls before he wrapped around and shot Rainey Stanzak out of that Dorito. But, this could be a very long game over here. Both of these teams winning and losing games or points by shooting people on the break. So, both these teams have been shooting 1 to 2 bodies on the break every single game. So, I mean, we're in for a good one over here. But that double attack of Chad George and Ryan Moorhead for Heat getting it done the first point.
Yeah, and so Chris, how amazing is it for Ryan Moorhead to come off that partially torn Achilles tendon? We've been talking about it all event. You have had some injuries before. How hard is it to fight through those injuries?
Well, the problem is coming back early. You don't want to come back early, and he had the, knowledge. He's like, hey, man, I go to the doctor. Doctor said, hey, man, don't go back or you're going to hurt yourself. But he came back. He's like, hey, man, I feel good. Some scar tissue I have a little bit, but I'm playing foot's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, so, and that's the thing, man. And he waited for 2 whole months, took 2 whole months off, and comes back firing. This is the on-field lineup for these teams. For Impact, Zach Yakimek, Rainey Stanzik, and Danny Park. And then Ryan Martin, Joshua Met. Actually, Joshua Met last minute got in a car accident, broke his hand, was able to make it. He's going to be okay, though. Dave Baines, Zach Yakimek, Justin Rabikoff, and Justin Cornell. On the flip side, for Houston Heat, Greg Sewers, Ryan Moorhead, Keith DeVitt, John Woodley, Sam Monville, Tim Montresor, Nick Sloviak, Thomas Taylor, and Chad George. The 2 top teams at this event right now. Both of these teams taught incredibly deep.
Yeah, and stepping on the field right now, we're going to get Justin Cornell, Zach Yakimek, Justin Rabikoff get another spin. But Nick Laval going to step on the field now for Edmonton Impact. Houston Heat sending their same squad back out again.
Uh-oh, looks like Ryan Moorhead slips and falls, trying to get out, and then 2 players from Houston Heat walk off early. So this is Edmonton Impact's chance. Justin Cornell launches to the snake. Ryan Moorhead trying to get a shot on him. You can see Ryan Moorhead. Ooh, Ryan Moorhead might have got a shot on his former teammate. And that's another crazy story about this game, Todd, is that these 2 teams, they have a lot of history together. Tim Montressor, Greg Sewers, and Ryan Moorhead played for Edmonton Impact last year in their second-place finish at World Cup.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Moorhead taking a shot right there, too. I'm sorry to interrupt. Ryan Moorhead also taking a walk in the field.
Yeah, so you're right, Chris, and it's not looking good for Houston Heat right now. Justin Cornell making his move down the snake side, and then here comes a last desperation attempt by Greg Sewers, and he gets taken out. So Laval, Yakmek, Cornell, and Rabikoff getting the spin for Impact and getting the win here, and they're going to tie it up. It's going to be 1-1, and it's actually good to see at this event. Nick Laval, actually, you know, who was a talent coming up from Upton 187 crew, he got the call from Impact, made the move. Didn't get a ton of playing time towards the beginning of the year, but we're starting to see him out there more and more.
Well, you know, one thing I said at the beginning of this game, you know, Nick Laval, he's coming to his own. He has a lot more. He has experience already, but he's going to learn a lot playing with these guys. Second of all, Justin Cornell is faster in the snake, but Ryan Moorhead and Justin is a lot quicker and smarter in the snake than Justin Cornell.
Well, yeah, I'd say that Cornell is a higher top-level speed, and he's been done a good job. But Moorhead has been such a force. I don't know. It's really tough to tough to call here. And when you're looking at this game matchup on paper, you got to give the edge to Edmonton Impact. They took second at the last event. They've won 2 events in Europe. Houston Heat's taken a little bit of time trying to get their lineup perfected, but they definitely had a standout event here to make it into the finals.
Yeah, and to your point, Maddie, you know, these guys that Houston Heat went out and got in the offseason, they did come from Edmonton Impact. Ryan Moorhead, Tim Montressor, and, you know, Chad George over here.
Yeah, so a lot of history between these teams. That's how it goes in the pro game of paintball. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. 51 seconds to go. We're going to be right back after this. Stick with us. .24 to go in this matchup. It's all tied up at 1 apiece. We're just getting started here for the final game of the 2014 PSP Chicago Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Tom Martinez and Chris Lasoya on the breakout. Look at this big move by Justin Cornell all the way to the snake, and he did not make it.
Both teams losing a player, but oh no, there goes Chad George also for Houston Heat taking the walk as well. So 2 players down, Sam Monville and Chad George taking the walk for Houston Heat. 4-on-3 right now,
but Chris, Ryan Moorhead is still alive over here for Houston Heat, and he makes the move into the snake, so no one in the snake. And you can see Zach Yakmek wants to make the move. Hesitated.
Oh, look at this. Look at this move.
He hesitated. Let's see if it cost him. Ryan Moorhead is going to try to get the drop on him. They're going to duel each other.
Oh, I think I don't know if he's hit. This is definitely going to be a penalty.
Well,
I don't think he got him.
Zach Yakmek's getting checked over, and as that happens, Justin Rabikoff leapfrogs past him. And it's looking like this might be a good point on the snake side for Edmonton Impact to 2 bodies left alive.
I'm sorry, the referees just keep checking, but he's clean. He's trying to find somebody. He was clean the whole time.
Well, yeah, so the referee checked him out, and we're back here right now with a 2-on-3 game here, and it's tied up. It couldn't be closer here at the outset of this match.
What a good move to live through that. He's been playing stellar this whole tournament. We've called his number so many times, Zach Yakmek for Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, number 10, Zach Yakmek. Cut to the inside. He's all over the place here in this point, and going to try to finish things off for Houston Heat. And it looks like there is 1 or 2 guys left.
Yeah, 2 bodies left alive for Houston Heat. 1 in the Dorito corner and 1 in the Dorito 2. Both fighting as they get Zach Yakmek as well. Just Rainey Stanzak now.
Yeah, Justin Rabikoff came off too, so it looks like we got ourselves either a 2-on-1 or a 1-on-1.
It's a 2-on-1 right now in favor of Houston Heat, guys. They got to spread the field because they're right in line with each other. We talked about this earlier. And you, especially you, Matty, you talked about being in line. Spread the field.
Yeah, in a 2-on-1 situation, given the opportunity, you have to spread the field. It increases the angles, and it greatly increases your chances of pulling that 2-on-1 off. when you're in a 2-on-1 situation and you're the one, what you want is for the guys to stack up right in the middle, right by each other and come at you one by one. And that's, you know, you don't want that to happen. So look at this, though. Oh, my God. It looks like Houston Heat backs to the wall there in that point. Greg Sewers and John Woodley putting together a point. John Woodley 2 kills, Greg Sewers 2 kills. Ryan Moorhead and Justin Cornell traded out earlier on. So Houston Heat is going to go up by 1 with 14-19 to go. And you can't squander those high body situations. Not in the finals, not when you're playing a team that needs a win like Houston Heat.
Yeah, when you got that 3-on-2 situation. I mean, we were in this situation today against X Factor in a 4-on-2, and then everybody runs down, starts dying. It makes you want to pull your hair out as a coach. You know, you're sitting over on the sideline, your teammates are just like, oh, but you can't let it affect you.
Yes.
You know, we said this a bunch of times too. You can't let that bother you. You just got to keep playing the one point after another. But Edmonton Impact doing a good job shooting Sam Monville and Chad George on the break for the 2nd game in a row. But, I mean, the tides turned really quickly. Moorhead tried to make something happen, but, you know, good thing for him, he had Greg Sewers and John Woodley over there on the Doritos side, bail them out and get some kills and giving Houston Heat the 2-1 lead over Edmonton Impact here.
John Woodley has done such a good job to cement his place in a superstar lineup. Young guy, and you know, has been on the team since the beginning, coming out of that distortion camp, right, Todd?
Yes. Woodley, Ryan Smith, Dizon.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think I just
but
think
Dizon's still around, not getting a lot of playing time, kind of a snake specialist. And when you got a guy like, when you have 2 players like Chad George and Ryan Moorhead, and actually, you know who we haven't seen a lot as the event has progressed was Thomas Taylor. But that's the thing, like heading into the event for Houston Heat with the depth that they have, the question was who is going to step up, and they didn't know if Ryan Moorhead was going to be able to go as much as he has been with that coming just freshly off of that partially torn Achilles tendon. But Ryan Moorhead, you know, kind of cementing his legend by doing stuff like that. And he's back out there again running back-to-back points here with Chad George over here, snake side. Houston Heat trying to put their 5 best out there to assure this victory in the finals of the Chicago Open. Justin Rabikoff catches one in the center on the split-screen breakout. It's 4-on-5 right now, but it looks like Chad George gets shot as well. Here comes Ryan Moorhead with a pod in his hand, diving into snake 1. 4 bodies for each team.
Ryan Moorhead just running through the sludge, but it looks like
major penalty.
Yeah, major penalty on Woodley. That's going to put Sewers in the box. Oh, Justin Cornell trying to come around, and he gets iced by Ryan Moorhead, who is sitting in snake 3. Zach Yakimek fills the snake corner.
He got shot in the foot.
Impact.
There's going to be major penalty probably. It is going to be a major penalty.
Man.
I saw that coming. He got shot in the heel.
Well, he's also looks like he's got hits all over him. I don't know when those came, but
that's when he stood up, actually.
Yeah. So I mean, what happened was there was a major penalty on John Woodley. Bodies start coming off. Ryan Moorhead is stuck over here on the snake side, pretty much by himself. He makes a move up just as I'm not sure who it was from Impact, but Impact got a body out wide.
Yeah.
He got a body out wide, and just as he got out wide, that was when Moorhead made that move up, and he shot Moorhead. I think in the foot.
It was in the foot, in the back of the heel.
And Moorhead, you know, he's in the muck, in the mud. He's on his feet, or I'm sorry, he's completely crawling up. He just made that thrust forward, so he lands in the mud, gets shot in the foot, tucks in, and I don't know if he knew he was shot or just heat of the moment, but he tucks in and starts blazing cross field, and the referee had saw the hit, saw him playing on, and pulled that penalty. So frustrating turn of events for Houston Heat right now. 2 majors they're gonna have to fight through.
And that's a tough call, man. The shoes are made so well. Like, let's look at this replay real quick. Todd, why don't you talk us through it?
All right, so here's Moorhead. Justin Cornell comes around the corner. Moorhead shoots him. As soon as he sees him walk out, comes in there's Zach Yakimek Phil in the corner, and Ryan Moorhead goes. You see him get shot right in the foot and then pop up across the field. That is a major penalty.
It's hard.
Bring that back a little bit. Here he is, coming around in slow-mo, right on the outside of his right foot.
Yeah, you saw it burst right there. You could see it.
Right there, blam.
Yeah, you could see that burst. So.
Get some.
Yeah, so that's a heartbreaker for Houston Heat fans. It's going to tie it up right now for Edmonton Impact. 13:26 to go, 2-2, and 2 fresh majors, a 2-minute and another 1 minute and 34 seconds left on that earlier one. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly down on the sidelines.
All right, I know you deserve this win. You've been here 4 out of 5 times of the last events. You're on the sidelines here watching. How anxious are you feeling right now?
It's well, this is showtime. You know, this is what we play for. So, yeah, we're really excited.
The guys
Nervous
are
at the
showing
same time.
they're nervous, they're excited. We'll see if they can take the lead here.
Danny Park, normally a man of many words, but he's so excited.
I think he's stoked. He's super stoked
He's
to be
so
here.
excited the words are literally getting constipated like midway through his throat. not just kind of slightly percolating out through the vocal cords. But yeah, we love Danny Park, and he's another one of those snake specialists, and he's on impact. But when you have a guy like Justin Cornell playing the way that he's been playing, you got to keep getting him his spins. Todd, you talked about that earlier as Heat is calling a timeout to try to figure out how they're going to go about playing this down 3 bodies, losing 40% of their firepower for at least a minute and 34 seconds. And so, Todd, you had talked about how you want to let the guys that are playing awesome get enough reps, kind of whether they should get shot or not. If they're winning a lot more than they're losing, if they get shot a couple times, you want to give them those spins.
Yeah, you may have good guys on your bench, but your superstars, if they're getting it done for you, you got to keep riding them. These tournaments are too short. I mean, in some senses, they're very, very long. But the points, you practice so long, you travel so far to come out here. You got to get 7 points, and if you're going to put your best guys out there and they're going to get in and get you points consistently, then you got to get them in there. Chad George has been getting points for Houston Heat all weekend, but fortunately for him, he's got Justin Rabikoff sitting down on one knee, shooting a straight lane, shooting him on the break these past few games.
So do not forget to sign up for the PSP West Coast Open August 8th through the 10th in Riverside, California. Go to pspevents.com and sign up. The earlier you sign up, the more of a chance you're going to get to play that event. Could potentially sell out. We will see. And hopefully we're going to get an event without some rain. You never can control that. The weather is the weather. But that being said, it's going to be a great event, Southern California, for the next PSP, 4th stop on the tour for PSP. Best tournament series in the world. So here we go, 13:26 to go, all tied up at 2 on the field right now to play the 3 crucial spots for Houston Heat. Ryan Moorhead, Tim Montresor, and Greg Sewers. For Edmonton Impact is Justin Cornell, Zach Yakmek, his brother Zane, Justin Rabikoff, and Nick Laval.
Tied up 2-2 Heat. Impact. Heat on your left, Impact on your right. 13:20 left in this game. Oh, there goes Ryan Moorhead taking the walk on the break.
Yeah, Ryan Moorhead getting shot off the break, trying to get out wide here. Snake side, Justin Cornell in the snake for Edmonton Impact. And Justin Rabikoff, here's this move in the center. We've seen this a few times late in the tournament as players have started to diversify their attack. And then here comes, I think that might be a penalty on John Woodley. So Houston Heat is just writing their own ticket to the abyss right now by getting tons of major penalties.
Yeah, I mean, and that was clear. He looked at it, he got shot, he looked at it. Ref was calling him out, continue to play. That's going to be a major penalty, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I was looking over at Justin Cornell.
No, I saw it, right. It was blatant because Justin Rabikoff, he called Justin Rabikoff to move the middle. He came up there, shot the same shot he always does, shot him right in the gun, barrel, loader, whatever, and he looked right at it and didn't call himself out, didn't even call for a check. That's why they called the major.
Todd, interesting that we did not see the middle in play pretty much the entire tournament, but all of a sudden, couple players have started utilizing it. So it looks like Lauren Kelly has a little bit of info on that penalty. Let's check with Lauren. How you doing down there?
All right, so I wanted to bring you an update on that major in the last point. Initially, they were going to call it a gross major because wiping a hit off obviously is a gross major, but the player actually just threw the pod. Not that that's not a bad thing, but he threw the pods. He did dispose of the pod, but he didn't wipe the actual hit, so they were calling it a major, and they're actually giving Heat their timeout back. So as you saw, they are serving time in the box, but it was degraded from a gross major to a normal major.
Well, that's definitely some info we didn't. Did you guys see that?
I didn't see that, no.
Todd, you see it?
I didn't see that.
I think that was one of the two. That was one of the 2 majors.
Yeah.
I saw the one down here. I didn't see the one on the far side of the field. That's what the probably was. The D side of the field, we get a little bit of play over there with the visuals. It's a little far for us to see over here, so we didn't actually see what happened. I'm assuming he's loading. He gets hit in the pod, and we've all done it. Well, I've done it hundreds of times.
Well, the crazy,
you get shot in the pod, and you throw the pod.
Well, the crazy thing about gross penalties, I haven't seen a gross penalty in the past 2.5 years that I can even remember, and it's a pretty crazy penalty. It's 10 minutes in the box, the elimination of a live teammate standard, and then gross penalties carry over to the next match, and they also even go to the next tournament. So you have to straight up blatantly cheat as bad as it gets in order to get one of those. So they don't ever. That's a very, very rare penalty.
That's like just in case somebody wipes a goggle hit.
Yeah.
Clean off.
Yeah.
And here we go on the break. Ryan Moorhead coming out this side, guys. So it's still 3 on 5, but 3-2 in favor of Impact.
So Heat just really going to be trying to struggle here to try to just get all those penalties out of as much as they possibly can. 3 guys in the box right now. They're going to get one. They're going to get one back in 34 seconds. Here comes Justin Cornell, as quick as he possibly can, trying to get things done over here and speed things up and try to win as many points. I mean, when you're looking at 3 majors, you need to try. When you're looking at 3 majors, you need to try to put as many points on the board as you possibly can, as quick as you possibly can, because you rarely get opportunities like that.
I'm surprised that point lasts as long as it did, man. To be
Yeah.
honest with you.
To be honest, you're right.
But
So-
it's 3-2. It's not that big of a point spread. 12 minutes left.
Yet. Not that big of a point spread yet.
I know, bro. 15 seconds left on one, 40 on the other, and 109 left on the third. That is just, God, I got nothing. That's horrible. It's no fun.
Well, it's a lot of fun for Impact right now.
Slowly yak, slowly yak, slowly yak.
Look how nasty. Look at Tim Montrez. I'm sorry. Look at Ryan Moorhead right there and Chad George. I don't know. He's just trying to.
He looks.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Well, you can tell that Ryan Moorhead has been put. He's punched his time card over there in the snake this event, and he's definitely earning his paycheck because he's head to toe mud right now and getting it done for Houston Heat. And Houston Heat, though, the problem for them, like we've just been talking about, because, my God, 3 major penalties. So if they can somehow, some way, shoot a guy on the break themselves and then get into their spots and then just hug their bunkers and hope to God that they can, have some guys make some mistakes and get all those penalties out the clock. I mean, when you're looking at those 3 majors, luckily for them, they were so close to each other that they're only looking about the next minute and 9 seconds total, because they're all it's concurrent. So they're all at the same time. So we're really only looking out of the next 12, or there's 12 minutes and 7 seconds left in regulation time, and there's 15 seconds on one, 40 seconds on another, and a minute and 9 on another. So they just need to hold on for dear life and hope they can keep the point spread close enough that they have enough time to make a comeback.
Would you rather have lots of pain for a really short time or a little bit of pain stretched out for a really long time?
A lot of pain for a short
very
amount
short
of time.
Absolutely, without question.
Yeah.
That was very well put, Todd. Here we go on the break. Impact, Danny Park coming out to the snake side. Can he make it? And he does. He's fast, man. I'm a Danny Park fan. I'm not going to lie.
Danny Park getting his spin in the finals. He gets to the snake, to the 50-yard line. Only looking at 2 bodies right now, but those 2 bodies made it out alive. They get one out, so one of them's gone.
Oh.
Woodley comes out and gets just straight smashed.
Yeah.
No, that was Sewers.
That was Greg.
Sorry,
That
it's
didn't look
Greg
at
Sewers. Greg Sewers gets
Smashed.
Smashed, yeah. So Danny Park is now past the 50-yard line.
And there goes Woodley getting shot out of that can. Ryan Moorhead coming up over the top trying to battle Danny Park. Danny Park gonna wrap and try and shoot Monville coming out of the box.
Wow.
And there goes Zane Yakimek, gonna run the flag in.
Yeah, it's going to go up 5-2 if that flag hang is clean. Impact just taking full advantage of these penalty points.
As well they should. Oh, but you know what, though? Look at it this way, guys. It's 5-2, 11:18 on the clock. There's only 20 seconds left in that major penalty. So if they can somehow, some way, with the 4 bodies that they have, use that mindset we commonly talk about and look at a penalty as an opportunity to shake off whatever happened, come out and even it up,
and get
your body
back.
out, win the point. What we're going to see is it'll be 5-3 with a ton of time left, and we got a new game.
Oh, that was the last one.
Yeah, you can see the replay there. But what I'm saying is that if they can somehow get it done and get it done that way, they're going to have a chance. And you see Danny Park waving his boys in, so Danny Park getting a spin, and then that flag hang from Zane Yakimek. So that is the opportunity in front of, or the possibility for Houston Heat. Again, only 20 seconds left on their final major penalty, and they will be back at full strength. So they do have a chance still in this game. Overall, event leaders for the entire event, Archie Montemayor leading the pack by a solid 7 net overall points. That's huge. Marcelo Margot, who played phenomenally for the Ironmen, especially in that last game, man. Left it all out there. They lost in the semifinals. Not quite ready yet to make it to the finals for the rebuilt Ironmen, but still they're playing good. Ryan Greenspan from San Diego Dynasty, we definitely see his name up there with the best of the best consistently. And then Greg Sears for Houston Heat and Jason Edwards for Tampa Bay Damage, who also lost in the semifinals to the team we're watching winning this game right now, 5-2 in Edmonton Impact. So Edmonton Impact, boys, they are only 2 points away from taking their first PSP victory since the beginning of 2010.
It's been a long time, but it's also been a long time coming. Those second places that they got last year, you know, like we were saying before, you know, Bart Yakimek last year picked up. He had Greg Sears on his team. Ryan Moorhead was on this team last year. Tim Montresor was on this team last year. And now these players coming over here to Heat. You know, Heat had to retool once they lost the Russian players. They still have Sloviak, Monville, Chad George, Ronnie Dizon from last year. But, you know, Edmonton Impact, they went out, got Danny Park, Nick Laval, Rainey Stanzak, and, you know, doing pretty well. But
all right, so we're going to be right back here. Minute and 15 seconds to go for the start of this next point. Can Houston Heat get back into it? We'll see you in a second.
Going into these events, equipment's what matters. On our team, we're so talented. My job has fallen into like a role player's position. In order for Kyle or Brandon or Alex to make these moves, they need support so that we can win the tournament. And that's what I'm doing with this LV1. I'm able to go to a spot and get a lot of drop shots on people and really shoot just directly over a bunker where people think they're safe, and the next thing you know, I'm getting those kills. My name is Oliver Lang from San Diego Dynasty, and I shoot the LV1.
Now everyone can customize Empire Paintball's top-level jerseys with the engineered materials, cuts, and types of paddings that the pros demand. Choose your colors, add personalized names and numbers, and team and sponsor logos without any hidden design fees. It's all inclusive. Go to tag-customs.com to get started today on your team's custom jerseys.
Split screen breakout here. Houston Heat and Edmonton Impact in this final match at the 2014 PSP Chicago Open. 4 bodies now alive for Houston Heat. They still have a body in the box. He comes out in 13 seconds. Did they shoot someone off the break? No, actually, Edmonton Impact shoots a body off the break. But Houston Heat moving down that D side. That makes room for Tim Montresor so he can get out of that box alive. Is Edmonton Impact going to be able to shoot Tim Montresor as he gets out? And it looks like no, Edmonton Impact not able to get the shot on Tim Montresor. So it's 4-on-5 right now. John Woodley dying for Houston Heat. 4 bodies alive for them, 5 for Edmonton Impact.
Edmonton Impact's got Justin Cornell down here in Snake 3. Got Zach Yakimek behind him. Justin Rabikoff just trying to lock off that Dorito side from the back center. Only Greg Sears up the field. He's got Montresor behind him. But Chad George finally gets out alive for Houston Heat over here on the Snake side. And he looks like he might be having some loader problems. Gets his gun back up, and now he's going to get up down the wire. Justin Cornell going to stand up over the top. Greg Sears almost got a shot in on him.
Man, how good is Zach? Zach Yakimek is playing ridiculous at this event.
Dude, I'm telling you, since World Cup last year, I was like, the Yakimek brothers have started just balling. And, you know, we've watched them over the last, few events here,
maturity
just get better and better and better. And I mean, they've been good. Don't get me wrong.
Well, look at this move here on the Snake side. Justin Cornell tries to run down Chad George. He gets shot trying to do it, and then Chad George gets taken out by Zach Yakimek. So right now it's 3-on-2. Ryan Moorhead and Greg Sears left alive, but it looks like they get taken out, and I think that point was conceded by Houston Heat. We'll see here in a second. I think that's what happened.
I don't know if I'd concede up to 6, though. I mean, I'd almost let him try, at least.
Well, with 9 minutes and 38 seconds, yeah, 3-on-2, you might want to roll it out a little bit.
I'd looking for a penalty or something along the way. Bummer.
But still, Edmonton Impact looking real solid, and they do get that 6 points. So Edmonton Impact is now 1 point away from taking this victory. Hopefully you were able to get your fantasy team in, your quick pick. I have a quick pick, and my quick pick's doing okay. Not that great. But, but my draft league is just dominating right now. So I'm pretty happy about that. But if you got your quick pick in and you have the best team, then you win a GI Victus. Here's this Planet Eclipse replay. Planet Eclipse factory team. Justin Cornell for Edmonton Impact running down Chad George right here, trying to run him down. He actually gets taken out, and then Chad George trying to get that penalty. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly down in the pits.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Coach Bart Yakimek. Now, you guys took a timeout. You had a 3-point lead. Now you have a 4-point lead. What was it that you guys needed to talk about during that timeout to make sure they couldn't get any more points?
Well, I think what's happening is both teams are playing short on guys. So it's kind of like, give us a little rest, get a breather. We got control of the game. So let's just not keep it going and rolling it and then make a mistake or take a penalty. It's really getting control and staying in control, giving them a little bit of break, get our senses about us, and it seemed to be paying off. So we're in good shape right now, but it's not over.
It did pay off. They are up 4 points right now. We'll see if they can close it out and take this first place win they've been fighting for a long time.
Way to go, Lauren.
So, yeah, Houston Heat's got to find something in the tank here, or they are going to take a loss and a second-place finish. Or is it going to be Edmonton Impact, as they took second place at the last event to San Diego Dynasty? Very consistent this year, but a first and a second will really put them in a good seat to win the overall title at the end of the year. Here comes Danny Park again. They put Danny Park out, tries to get into the snake. He does. And it looks like Chad George gets taken out for Houston Heat, so the snake attack looking a lot better for Edmonton Impact.
You know, at this field, actually, Houston Heat losing 2 players, both Ryan Moorhead and Chad George. So down to 3 players is Houston Heat right now. Greg Sears, Chad Boucher, and Sad Monville. I don't count anybody out on this field until I see 7 points on that board. In fact, actually, until they're walking on the field, especially this weekend.
And right now, we got Chad Boucher, Greg Sears up there on that Dorito side. See if they can get some late game heroics going for Houston Heat. But right now, Edmonton Impact, 5 strong. Justin Rabikoff up in the middle of the field again, looking to get kills, perusing the field. And Zach Yakimek pointing his finger.
And here comes Justin Rabikoff trying to finish this game out and take the win. And it looks like, I think he is going to do it. So you can see Danny Park and Zach Yakimek, who I believe is the kill count leader. He is Zach Yakimek finishing out this last game here at the 2014 PSP Chicago Open. And so not only does he hang the flag, but with 8 confirmed kills, that makes him the kill count leader. And you almost got to give Zach Yakimek probably maybe the MVP, Todd.
He plays so good, man. He
really
did.
For this final game, he has got the most kills.
I mean,
he's constantly shooting guys off the break, constantly helping his snake players. And though Justin Cornell did play well in here in this final game, I mean, I don't know about the overall event MVP, but just for this final game, I think I got to tip my hat to Zach Yakimek.
Well, Zach Yakimek was putting almost double-digit kills every game. So, I mean, a consistent effort throughout the entire event. I mean, finals MVP, top killer. I might give it to him.
And you can see a triumphant and victorious Edmonton Impact giving each other hugs and celebrating in the pits. And they have been waiting for this for a long time. Edmonton Impact took second place twice last year in the last 2 events. They also took second place at the last event in 2014 here at the Mid-Atlantic Open, and it has been 4 long years since they have won a PSP event, and that was their only PSP win. So this is the second PSP win ever for Edmonton Impact, and we are going to crown them PSP Chicago champions.
And you know what, honestly, man, they're such humble, good dudes, too. You know, I love seeing teams like that. I love seeing anybody win for the most part. But these guys, they deserve it. They put all the hard work in. Bart Yakimek is a paintball patriot, as you would put it. And it's good to see this, man. I'm happy for the guys. I'm glad it's not raining, actually.
Yeah, we did able to get the tournament in before the storm hit this area of the world. And we definitely got smashed yesterday. And that's why the field is a mud bog. But these guys fought through the conditions. And you can see here in the last closing points in some of these highlights here of the final game. There's Chad George about to get about to trade out with Justin Cornell. And Justin Cornell, talk about, Todd, heading into this event and all weekend long, we've been talking about how important this snake was. This snake was incredibly important. If you did not have guys willing to go into the breach, willing to get dirty, and willing to do some work in there, then you were going to fail. And Edmonton Impact had numerous players, but you got to tip your hat to Justin Cornell. I give him a pretty much a solid A, who he really carried the charge over here on the snake side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Cornell was doing work, but like you said, for him to do that work, he's got to have solid guys behind him. Justin Rabikoff and Zach Yakimek were just crushing people on the break consistently all weekend. So, I mean, that's how you get it done. It's a team effort. You got your back guys, shoot guys on the break, your front guys getting up there, and that's how you get a first-place trophy. Congratulations to Edmonton Impact. There's Ryan Martin on the screen, getting a PSP win. He's gotten one before, though. Dave Baines, he's gotten some before. Nick Laval, congratulations on your first PSP win.
Yeah, and Danny Park got his first win. I think that might be Ryan Martin's first win as well, too.
No, I got one with Ryan Martin in 08.
Yeah. So let's look. Hopefully you had these guys on your fantasy team. Archie Montemayor, Justin Rabikoff, Greg Sewers, Marcelo Margot, and Ryan Moorhead were the event kill count leaders. And, man, those kills are so crucial to the fantasy points and also to help your team win. So Archie Montemayor put on a clinic in the games that he had, but unfortunately for Archie, his team is going to get relegated down into the Challengers Division. The first time that's ever happened to San Antonio X Factor, who were the 2013 PSP World Champions. So Justin Rabikoff reigns triumphant again. He's seen some wins before, Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Justin Rabikoff definitely putting some wins on the board and now helping Edmonton Impact, and he was that too over here, that second attacker behind Justin Cornell. But the thing about Edmonton Impact, we talked about this in the breakdown all weekend long, depth of attackers and guys willing to go into it here and get nasty on the snake side of the field was the difference for the teams that we saw in the Final Four. The best teams out here, the top 4 teams, Damage, Impact, Heat, and the Ironmen, all had players who really did work over here snake side. But not only that, a little bit more complicated, they also had players on the D side that were able to willing to get things done. And we also saw Justin Rabikoff start to utilize that center as well too.
Yeah, I loved seeing that. I mean, and we talked about it, but Matt, you've seen it the whole weekend too, Todd. So
yeah, I mean, it's just the opportunities. It's all about timing. Being able to see those seams open up, and smart players, like Chad Bougere, Justin Rabikoff, were able to take advantage of it when the whole weekend people watched everybody run wide, and when you could throw it in there and get points out of it. We saw Damian Ryan have success with it, and
Yeah, so let's listen in over here.
Yeah, where are we gonna be?
Right here.
As Lauren Kelly is grabbing either Justin or Dave or somebody. They're trying to celebrate. Lauren doing her job over there trying to grab some people. But yeah, it's just been, it was awesome to see Impact finally take a victory. They had played bridesmaids so many times that it was getting to be a little repetitive, I'm sure, for them. So hard. It's so mentally tough to get to the finals and to get that far, and that is now Houston Heat's
Congratulations,
deal.
Impact. I have to tell you, I got a little emotional for you at the end there. Going into this final match, you've done it so many times and you've gotten second. How are you feeling coming into this final?
It feels amazing. Again, it's been 4 years since Impact's won a tournament on their own, and it's an amazing feeling. It doesn't get any better than this, especially when winning with a family and people that you love playing with. It doesn't get any better.
You absolutely deserve it. Before I let you go celebrate, who do you want to thank?
Of course, all of our sponsors, GI Sports, Planet Eclipse, Raza Paintball, Virtue Paintball, Bart Yakimek, great owner, Joanne Yakimek, our paintball mom, Dale Kerr, who started us in our paintball careers, and Paintball Photography, RSH Media, Pure Productions, Sina Asmudesh, or have you said his name? And I think that's it. And thanks to all the fans, for everybody watching. We'll see you at the next one.
All right, they don't want to talk to me anymore. They want to celebrate. Congratulations, Impact.